hope you're okay today. So, I'm releasing a really big project now. I worked on this project for 2 months now. It was amazing. And I was trying to fix one thing, which I actually realized that it wasn't working properly. You can't notice it in the animation, but I noticed it. So I wanted to fix it. And at the same time, I thought it's a really good way of making a video on how to use Maya Paint effects. So, are you ready? Let's do it. Bring myself back in. Okay, so here I was actually figuring out what the problem was because it was the oak tree leaves. They were not rendering as they should have been because I had a picture which was rendered before that, and it was rendering nice. But as you can see now on the IPR rendering for Arnold, it's not rendering like this. So I went through my textures, and what I realized is that the texture was not right. So I thought it's a good idea to actually recreate the oak tree and show you how to use the paint effect in Maya as well, and how to apply, more specifically, how to apply the textures for Arnold. So we go to generate, we need to make, I made the floor paintable. Now we're going for Maya paint effect. B on the keyboard to increase the size, and because my floor is rotated for some reason, you just go to the stroke, rotate the curve, because it's a curve. The first time when we paint with my paint effect for the trees and flowers. Okay, let's bring it down a little bit. Ooh, rotate it a little bit more. Okay, let's place it on the ground. We use the same move too. So to scale it up and down, I prefer using in the attribute editor the global scale. But I think it works as well with the normal scaling tool as well. But I prefer using the curve attribute editor attributes. Okay, so that's how it looks when we paint it. Okay, let's open our IPR render for Arnold. And my lights are off. Definitely not gonna render anything with the lights off. So I'll go to my layers and open my lights. Let's open the IPR again. And as we can see, it's not rendering anything, is it? And that is because we need to convert it to polygons. So convert paint effect to polygons. And it's gonna render it, but it doesn't render it very well because the textures, they are set up for Maya, the native Maya renderer. Let's just amend the lights a little bit. Let's get some light so we can see the effect afterwards better. I was thinking at the moment, let me use some of those lights, rearrange them a little bit, you know. Let me hide this. Okay. Let's try to use those lights. Whoops, moved the floor, selected the floor. So let me go and actually select my floor as a reference, so I don't keep selecting it whilst trying to move the lights around. Good, still not enough light there, with those lights. I think at the end I decided just to move the tree a little bit further in the environment. Yeah, paint effects are amazing. I remember in the beginning when I started using Maya, I really wanted to learn how to use the paint effects. But every time when I was trying to render it with Arnold, it's just, after converting, it just doesn't, it didn't look right. So it took me a while. I changed to 1K. So it's the picture is like square. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Zoom in a little bit more. Yeah, you see in the viewport it looks so nice. And you're thinking, oh, that's gonna be awesome when you render it. Yeah, right, no. It takes a little bit additional changes in the texturing. Let's rotate the sky dome light a little bit. I have an HDR picture in my sky dome light. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna move it a little bit more into the light rather than playing with lights more. Yeah, you see? Let me move my face out of the way. Seriously? Okay. When am I gonna decide just to move it more to the right here? Yeah, sometimes it's hard because you're watching at two screens at the same time. There we are. Finally. Good. Okay. So we're there. Let's zoom in a little bit more into the IPR. See how it renders after converted. It doesn't render anything like in the viewport, does it? So I'm going to my hypershade. I'll tell you later how I figured out how to link the textures. I'll leave the link as well. It was on the Autodesk forum. So graph editor. Let's open this up. So that's the original shader for the. I think we're doing the leaves. Let me move myself out of the way. Yes, we're doing the leaves. So tap on the keyboard to get AI standard surface. That's the reference information which I've downloaded from the Autodesk forum. How to link those textures for Arnold. Yeah, because first I was thinking, I didn't link them properly. I did link them properly, but I didn't link the Maya shader, the Oak Autumn 2 leaf shader one. And then I hit optimize my scene and it deleted that one. So it didn't look right. So basically what I do is I try to keep both of them in, not just the AI standard surface. If it makes sense what I'm saying. Okay, let's expand the opacity. So we do the alpha there. Let's hit the refresh button and we should get a nice, you see how the leaf straight away changed. Okay, let's do now the wood part. Yeah, let's rename it. Great. Okay. Now I'm looking for the wood part. There you go. Tap AI standard surface. The color into the base. And we don't have any transparency here, so it's basically because they're using a ramp as well. See, it's coming up nicely. It's really, really good. The only thing which needs to be done, what I usually do with actually most of my textures is because of the shiny thing. Sometimes we do want the shiny, but you see how glossy and shiny it is? So it depends on the light as well. But I like reducing the roughness in the specular. It's taking a while, isn't it? Okay, I think it was paused here at some point. Yeah. Let's have a look. Okay, I hit all of the rest of the stuff around it so it's not interfering, and it will render quicker if we don't have anything else on the background. So yes, there you go, roughness. If you go to specular, to the material, and just bump up the roughness, do you notice that this shiny, if you have a look here at the trunk, it's a little bit still glossy, but that's because we haven't done it, and now we did the trunk as well. And look how nicely it renders. Okay, let's fast forward. Okay. So basically, what I'm checking here is usually with the paint effect in Maya, some of them are animated. Now I'm looking for the one which is animated so I can show you how you can use the animated ones as well. Which one? I think yeah, this one is not animated. I don't think it's animated. No, it went again underneath. Yeah, never mind that. I know it's not animated, so let's go to the palm tree one. Yeah, the palm tree is animated. So we draw the palm tree. Obviously, in my case, rotate it again. convert it to polygons, and you see, it's nice. But make sure if you want to use the animation, don't delete the stroke. Look, if you delete the stroke, it's not animated anymore. So make sure you keep the stroke as well, so you're able to animate it. So if you go to the global scale, you can scale it. You can play with the twist effect, twist rate. It's a lot of settings. I haven't tested everything. But yeah, the randomization as well. You can put twist random ones. The brush width. I don't know what the softness and flatness do, but I think later on I might figure it out. Just haven't played with it. And obviously you change the textures, it would render it again. You would need to change the textures like we did it for Arnold. I'll put the link below to the article from Autodesk. It took me a while until I figured it out how to do it. What are we doing now? Oh yeah, proving my point that was the problem with my oak tree there. I applied the new texture for the leaves to those leaves. And it's very hard applying it through the viewport because I have so many textures there. So I'm selecting the ones which I needed. Without the wooden part. You see, I've got so many, so I can't even find the texture I want. So what I would usually do, maybe there is an easy way, please tell me if there is. But I would just go to my Hypershade and just drag it onto the model this way. Please do let me know if there is an easy way of doing that when we have so many textures. Yeah, it's this one that I wanted, or this one. Yeah, the new one, Oak Tree Leaves New. Just drag it on that. Let's drag it on this one as well. Not on the window. It's so fiddly. Sometimes with that, I find it fiddly. Yeah, basically what I did is I didn't connect it properly. And then I optimized my scene, and then half of the texture stayed there, and that's why it didn't look right. Okay, so I think these back ones, I might actually leave them as they were before, so I can make sure that that was the reason. I just want to know for next time when I'm doing a project that I don't do the same mistake. And I think I'm right. Yeah, you can see now the leaves, they don't have this effect around them. So yeah, that's how we use my paint effect and how we apply the textures for Arnold. I really hope this was useful for you because I remember it took me quite a while to find the answer how to render it in Arnold. So please feel free to comment below. And I'll see you next time. Have a good day.